The city has completed multiple infrastructure projects within the past 5 years. Henry Hillcrest being one. We've done the Mill Village project, which has replaced some of the oldest lines in the city for water line replacement. North Main just completed. The McGowan, which is off of a major artery of the water line system. We've done the Vienna substation, one of the major ones that may not be as attractive of a project, but the wastewater treatment plant renovation. That's been a major issue for the city since the late 80s. So that we took care of that project. That was a storage issue for sludge, which is a major problem with it, but we were able to address that. And we've been able to be pretty successful in all those projects.
We operate Rocky River, Course Lake Succession. It's not a huge facility. It's a 3 megawatt output facility that we've consistently upgraded. It has a very historical footprint in the sense that it's very unique, that a city owns one, for number one. Two, that its construction and its process of being an arch buttress dam.
I foresee a lot of the roadways in the city getting resurfaced, which is a really big thing, just for the safety of the traveling public. I would say within the next 5-10 years, the infrastructure as far as roadways and sidewalks and drainage and stuff like that will be a lot better.
Currently, we are really booming. There's a lot of activity downtown, as well as on the 72 corridor. There's buildings that are being worked on and refurbished. A lot of people have discovered us, and they come here wanting to invest in us, which shines, I think, and speaks a lot for our community that we draw people.
When we first started on council, there were 22 empty stores on the square. My daughter Fallon Edwards and I went around and we actually videoed it, to let everybody know this is what we've been dealing with or whatever. This is the changes we want to help make. And to date now, I would say we probably have 6 empty buildings on the square. So within a 7-year time frame, that speaks volumes. It says a lot.
Abbeville has not changed a lot of the architecture. They didn't go over here and tear the building down over here and put something else up. Those things have been saved, and that has to do with a lot of the people that are on the city council, county council, have said, let's save these things.
One thing I've noticed, you go to a lot of small towns, is that a lot of towns, you're lucky if some of these small towns have 5 or 6 historic structures. You come to Abbeville, and we have dozens and dozens and dozens. And in fact, I didn't even realize until I joined the Historical Society and started getting involved just how historic so many buildings and homes and structures we have here.
In the city's downtown plan that was put together back in 2019, a really key part of it was encouraging more housing downtown. More housing downtown in general leads to a more vibrant downtown scene. The Bailey Bill incentive in particular is a substantial tax incentive that any developer can utilize if they are looking to invest in a historic property.
The city has taken measures to attract residential developers by implementing incentives to help reimburse their costs for developing in our area. So that includes electric, water, and wastewater incentives. And what that looks like is they come in, they invest into a property, they construct their houses or townhomes, what have you, and then we reimburse them over a agreed upon time.
And one recently passed incentive is the city's fire suppression reimbursement incentive. And the fire suppression program allows the city to reimburse any property owner in the historic district who installs a fire suppression system in their building. Oftentimes, the cost of a fire suppression system can be high, and it can dissuade any investor from taking a currently dilapidated building and making it into a active part of the downtown economic infrastructure.
We'll have to improve some infrastructure. That's always a challenge in not having the tax base we need. It's kind of which comes first. I think Abbeville could support a residential development. We're getting a lot of growth that's beginning to seep down from Greenville. We could tally it along with the growth going into Greenwood. So I think there's a lot of opportunity for that.
We have multiple planned projects for residential development in the area. The first is on the public sector side, which is the Upper Long Cane water line expansion. That'll open up a quadrant of the city as well as a sector just outside the city that will be able to hopefully incentivize developers to come into the area and build housing developments in the future, and then we can hopefully annex them into the city. The second, which is private development that we have going on is at Camelot off of Greenville Street. There are 17 middle-income based homes that will be constructed there, hopefully within the next 12 to 18 months.
Having a reason for families to stay in Abbeville, competitive jobs, housing, and everything that goes along with that. I think that is the future. I think that will grow the population. And when the population grows, you see industry grow. You see more small businesses pop up because they will be serving the needs of the growing population. And I think that's really where we kind of need to focus our energy here in Abbeville.